What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the TDM show. We are here this week, as we always do, to bring you awesome information on games, but more importantly, our opinions on all the announcements and stuff that's going on in the world. This week, I'm joined, as always, by two cool dudes in Kansas City, but most importantly, one of them is the top 26 photographers in Kansas City. Matt, what's going on, buddy?
Are we bringing this up again?
Look, man, I'm going to bring up all kinds of information as much as I can.
Guys, yes, I'm just trying to play some games. That's all I'm here for, talking about games. Like, the important distinction, our opinions. Sometimes we like to think of them as facts. Sometimes they're just only opinions. But
sometimes
guys,
they are facts. Let's not downplay our importance in the industry.
Yeah,
sometimes they are
facts.
facts.
Like, the fact is, Mother's Day happened. The other fact is, Xbox had an event. Was it good? My opinion, probably not. But we'll talk about that.
We'll get into that fact later. Caleb, what's going on, man? How you doing?
It's just another day in paradise. I think I played a video game for the first time all week yesterday, so tell you how busy I've been. But I'm glad to be back here, man. It's my weekly therapy session with my guys.
It's especially nice as we enter week 75 of the coronavirus pandemic. It's right. Nice to have this kind of reprieve every now and then. Yeah,
for sure.
You guys doing okay out there?
Yeah,
haven't caught it yet.
Haven't caught it yet. Still on still losing weight, still feeling healthy, so can't complain.
You got me beat because I'm just here living. That's about all I can say at this point. So, what have you guys done this week?
That's very easy for me. A whole lot of Animal Crossing.
There was a sale, so
that's it. Send tweet.
I played Civ 6. Mostly while I was supposed to be in class, but since it's a Zoom class, I played Civ 6, and I played Call of Duty for the first time in a long time yesterday, so that's about it. So, light week. Watched the Xbox thing while, again, supposed to be in class, but, we'll get there.
It's okay. Your professor doesn't listen to this.
No, not at all. Not at all.
They might start, though, so who knows? Maybe it'll make it more interesting.
What about you, Greg? What have you been up to this week?
So I've played some Trials of Mana still.
How is that? I want to get that.
It's enjoyable. I like it, especially going through because I'm playing that and Final Fantasy 15, kind of alternating back and forth. Trials on the Switch, obviously Final Fantasy 15 on the PS4. It's nice after leaving Final Fantasy 7, playing Trials and this 15. It's similar combat but different. So none of them are turn-based. All of the action buttons are in different locations for all three games. So that is probably the most aggravating part of all of it. Is when I jump from one to the other, I got to figure out which buttons I'm pressing again. But outside of that, it's good. I definitely would recommend it.
Yeah, I remember playing the OG Trials of Mana, and just having a lot of fun with it. And that's considered one of the classic titles for Square Enix. So
real quick, I'm going to correct you. You're thinking Secret of Mana.
Correct. I apologize. Cool. Secret of Mana.
Yeah, because Trials of Mana, up until last year when we got the Collection of Mana, has never been released before in the States.
I played the Collection of Mana last year.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So, but yeah, other than that, I'm 2-3 trophies away from platinuming 15 right now.
Oh, that's quick.
Well, I already had a majority of it. I just had to get 4 trophies. 3 of them are very grindy in that you have to level up fishing, cooking, and photography. Cooking was really simple. Fishing is a little bit more brutal, but I have 2 or 3 levels, I think, in both cooking, fishing, and photography, and I've got those 2 trophies, and it's got to be Adamantois after I beat the game. So, but just grinding, blowing through it, doing a bunch of quests. So, tons and tons of fun. I've also been watching a lot of TV. Been watching New Girl and finished Community this week. Started Big Bang Theory. Been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Heck so yes.
It's almost like I have a bunch of free time on my hands for some weird reason. I should be more productive, but don't judge me. I'll do what I want.
You're not the only one.
Oh, I know. Could be worse. I could be out protesting something for no damn reason. But anyway, gentlemen.
Shots fired. Let's go.
We're going to talk. Speaking of shots fired, thank you for that one. Let's fire some shots over there at Xbox.
Yes.
Did you gentlemen watch that Xbox gameplay reveal trailer?
Can we
So
call,
I
can
missed
we
the, I
actually
missed the
define
first-
that as a gameplay reveal trailer? Because like, let's be honest, it wasn't. It just wasn't.
Listen, I'm just quoting what we were told it was going to be.
Yes. First, what do they say? It was supposed to be the reveal of gameplay on that next gen console. I believe is what they said.
So before we get too far into it, were there any games that kind of piqued your interest on what they showed that you guys were like, "Oh man, this looks cool. I got to
So
get this game."
Not a single one.
Well, let's talk about what games that were actually shown there. I actually have the list here in front of me that they're shown, and this I think this is literally just alphabetical order, so it's not in order of how it was shown on the event. They talked about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Bright Memory Infinite, Call of the Sea, Chorus, Dirt 5. They had Patty Mahomes talking about Madden NFL 21, Scarlet Nexus, Scorn, Second Extinction, The Ascent, The Medium, Vampire, The Masquerade, Bloodlines 2. Man, that's a mouthful. Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Best title. Were there any games that you guys were intrigued about that they showed?
So, out of the ones that were shown, again, for me, the bar was very low by the time this thing hit the end. Out of all of those that were shown, I think Scarlet Nexus piqued my interest the most out of all the games that were there. But I was also super intrigued by Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Okay. Caleb?
Scarlet Nexus is the only one that looked remotely interesting, and I went in with the mentality of like, hey, let's give Xbox a chance to put some numbers on the board. You know, PlayStation's been scoring. You know, Xbox been playing some defense. PlayStation's kind of inbounding the ball and gotten the ball stolen a couple of times. And so, you know, Xbox is coming up in the paint. You know, they've got their set up in the triangle offense. We think they have an opportunity to do some good. I've never seen someone brick a wide open shot so bad in my entire life.
Well, there is that one gif of that one dude bricking every shot he takes, but
Yeah. Adam
This
Spice.
might be worse.
Spice
bro.
Adams.
This might be worse. I'm not sure what happened, and we should talk about it. Was this? I'm gonna say it was a horrible display due to things being thrown off by the COVID virus. Was this them just not being fully prepared? Was this them thinking it was gonna go one way and then they shot the ball and it was like, oh no, no.
So here's the thing, and obviously, everyone had the same response after this event happened. It's like you said, we're getting gameplay, and there wasn't a single shred of gameplay. It was game footage that they were showing us.
in engine, yeah. I mean,
Yes.
I was intrigued when I saw Scorn, because first I was like, okay, this looks like a Doom game, and then as it progressed through that trailer or the in-engine footage, whatever you want to call it, it reminded me more and more of Chronicles of Riddick.
Mhm.
Like it definitely had that kind of vibe from Chronicles of Riddick of like all the beings in the tubs or whatever, and the way they talk to them, whatever. And then I thought, Call of the Sea?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that I was intrigued by. It looks like a modern, bright, colorful poppy mist.
hmm
Like it had me kind of just the narrative kind of storyline. It seemed like they were heading towards with that, and how the trailer ended, and the person looks like you were playing now has webbed fingers, and she's looking for a husband. Like I was kind of intrigued by that one, and then. Yeah, Scarlet Nexus, the Bandai Namco game, also had me interested. But outside of that, I'm right there with you, gentlemen. Like the entire purpose of this event was to, in my eyes, and I imagine this is what it's supposed to be, is to drive demand and desire for this console. Give you reason to want to buy and spend $500-$600 on a new console. All I learned from this is, I'm good.
Right.
There's nothing here that I'm desperate for at all.
And were any of those are they all timed exclusives for Xbox, or is it just like, oh, these are games that have to be coming out on Xbox, we're going to show them to you?
None of those games are exclusive.
Mm.
They're all coming out on all consoles. As far as it's been explained, they're not exclusive whatsoever.
Mm.
They're not exclusive to the Series X. As even if any game is announced right now for the Series X, it's not exclusive.
Mm.
Because remember, it's also going to be on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
So, I think what I got out of that is there was nothing in that entire 30 minutes that looked like couldn't be ran on the current gen.
Yeah. And I think it was interesting because I sent you guys the picture. Someone had made the joke. It's like, oh, we're Xbox is like, we're going to show you all this stuff at next gen. And then they put the side by side comparisons of like the cutscene from Xbox Series X and PlayStation 2.
Yeah. Speaking of showing old stuff, can we talk about that Madden trailer? Like, first off, why do you have respect for him? Because he is a Super Bowl champion. He did it. Good job. But why do you have last year's NFL cover, Madden NFL cover, talking instead of your current year's NFL cover?
Who's the current year cover?
Baltimore Ravens quarterback. Drawing a blank.
Okay. Yeah. Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
Thank you. Yes. Lamar Jackson's on the cover this year. So
I think Patrick Mahomes is just the hottest commodity in football right now.
Right, but if your cover athlete isn't talking about the game, what's the point? Like when Mahomes showed off that he was on the cover, it was in a way that nobody else had done before. He did it before the draft last year, which had never happened, and everybody was he did pretty much a press conference to show it off. Now you have an opportunity to have Lamar Jackson talk about how, hey, I'm gonna be on the cover. This is what it's gonna look like. Not to mention that we saw more footage of games 20 years old than we saw of what's supposed to be the new Madden.
Listen, when they started with the OG Steve Madden football, I was like, wait, what? This isn't like an anniversary version. I don't understand. There's so many things I don't understand. But
it was
on top of that list of things that I don't understand, PlayStation and Sony have been quiet. They've actually been playing defense. They've had some bad press. They unfortunately had the leak of some of their most anticipated games. So Sony is on the defense. This was an opportunity for Microsoft to come in and swoop up a portion of the market share to where the next generation battle starts off on a more even playing ground. As far as I'm concerned, this was everything they should not have done, because now not only do I have no interest in buying an Xbox release window, I have no interest in buying an Xbox, period. They gave me no reason to want to purchase that console. And maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know. What do you guys think?
And here's the thing. Yes, Sony's been having a bad run of luck, it seems, with some of their stuff coming to fruition for next gen, and they've been pretty much quiet otherwise. At this point, like we had a conversation early in the year that all Sony really has to do is just like stay in their lane. They know what they're doing, and then they'll come out and it's business as usual for them. They just have to let Xbox talk themselves into the hole, as they're doing.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I was thinking, because they did it last gen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm Sony, I'm just like, just wait, let them do stuff. They'll figure this out for us, because we don't need to talk bad about them whatsoever, because they're going to talk bad about themselves so much. We're just going to come out and we're going to hand each other a game and call it a day.
Right.
And can we also talk about smart delivery? It's timed, from what I understand. From what's come out, your smart delivery is timed. So if you have to buy X said game, whatever game it is, and it's going to vary from title to title, but this is an example I've heard of so far. You have to buy the game by December 31st. You then have to log into it on the new console by March. And I think the example for that one that I read somewhere was Madden.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't get an Xbox One X by March, you don't have smart delivery. Not to mention, smart delivery is kind of like a very poppy term for something that PlayStation did years ago, called cross-buy.
So, okay, so thank you for clarifying on smart delivery, because that I didn't know about that. So first of all, thank you for that. Chalked it up to the list of things Matthew probably doesn't know. The other thing is that sounds terrible, considering that we're supposed to get a shortage of next gen consoles. Like, we don't even know how long that would last.
That just sucks. That's a bad system. That's an outdated system. If your whole thing with the next generation of Xbox is buy anywhere, play anywhere with anyone at any time, this isn't that. I don't know if it's supposed to be irritative. Wow, Lord.
Irritative?
No. Irritative. So like they build on, irritative. They build on it and it gets better. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Like what Apple does.
I don't.
So Apple puts out an iPhone, right? It's a great iPhone.
Iteration? Like iterations.
Yeah. I don't know if it's supposed to be irritating on this, or I can't speak English right now. I'm like legitimately baffled. I want to be upset, but I'm like pushed more into indignation. Like I just don't care. I don't care about the Xbox brand anymore. Speaking of the Xbox brand, when the conference started, they did as Greg said. They had the Xbox symbol glow up and then fill the screen. Why isn't that polished version the actual Xbox logo?
I don't know.
That should be the Xbox logo for the Series X. What is happening?
Exact same thing, yeah. Yeah, I'm at a loss. There's also, if you noticed, not every one of those games showed off the smart delivery logo.
Yes, I did.
Which, say that again, Caleb?
I did notice that, yeah.
Yeah, so what that means is not only are some of these games timed smart delivery, but not every game will be. And my other question with that is, how will that work? So do I have to buy a digital copy of the game for it to be smart delivery? Or am I going to get a digital code for the other console in my case?
That's a very good, very, very good case.
There's just like a lot of questions that need to be answered. And I think, okay, Caleb, you already kind of asked this question earlier, and I kind of posed this question before we started the podcast. With all this going on, with giving us gameplay, there should be some sort of clarification. I know this is specifically about games, so they didn't need to take time to explain this method of like smart delivery, but they need something in soon, or else they're literally just gonna have to take an L for this gen.
Yeah. With already having limited consoles, no exclusives for the first year, to the best of our knowledge, the games they showed off aren't exclusive. There was no gameplay. There were no graphics comparison. They showed us in-engine. And as we know for a fact, in-engine is not guaranteed or indicative of what the final product will be. Look at the last generation. Watch Dogs, OG. That was an in-engine trailer that we first got. The in-engine trailer and the final product, two very, very different games. Visually, anyway. So I'm at a loss for words. Uncle Phil. This is one of those times where I wish we had access to Uncle Phil and we could just like look him in the face and go, "Yo, what happened?" Like if we do anything with this podcast, it's getting to the point where we could get access to Shuhei, Sean Layden, Cliff Blazinski, Uncle Phil, anyone in the gaming industry, and when they mess up, they get to come up on the podcast, sit in a nice red chair, sit in a nice red box where Greg currently is, and we just be like, "Yo, so what happened?"
Man, I wish I could. Matt, before we started, you brought up a pretty good question I want to talk about.
Okay, so obviously with everyone's varied reactions, there was one in particular. I forget the name of the person who had tweeted it. Who was just they were just expressing like how like they said it would have been better if they stanced this as in-game footage versus like actual gameplay. Now, with everything going on, is this something they had always planned, or is it something they had to pivot because of such delays and that they weren't able to fully express things that we might have been expecting? Like, I would have expected to see Halo in this, but we didn't see anything about Halo. I guess that's ultimately my question, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, what you're pretty much asking is, did they intend it this way, or did they just bumble it?
Yeah.
Okay, they bumbled it.
Yeah.
Just straight up. I mean, when Sony saw this, what was it? Last year when they started their state of plays and they didn't express what was going to be in the first state of play, and everybody got hyped, and everybody watched state of play, and everybody was instantly just,
what is this?
Exactly. Sony realized then that they have to set a precedent. So since then, every time Sony has done a state of play, it's these are the games you're going to see in it. You're not going to see any next-gen console games or console information. Done. That's it. When Nintendo does a direct, you know what to expect from Nintendo. They've been doing it so long, they don't have to, give a precedent of what's going to be in it. It's just you're going to get Nintendo games. Xbox didn't follow Sony and didn't say, hey, this is what's going to be in it and keep to it, nor do they have the repertoire that Nintendo has with these things to meet expectations like Nintendo usually does. Not everybody is met by what they deliver. It's fine. It's not for everybody, but for the most part, Nintendo does a great job. Microsoft came out the gate and said gameplay footage. Now, us as lame, pretty much not to insult anybody on the podcast, as more or less layman's gamers, we're just here to enjoy it, to watch it. I want to see a HUD. I want to see a dude running around or a woman, whatever the character is, but I want to see some gameplay stuff. That's not at all what we got. Caleb, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if you were just not moving or your camera froze on you.
Yeah, I was like trying to look up different articles for like their response. And I kind of want to push back against you, Greg, because going on an apology tour almost immediately, like same day as your big press conference reveal, shows to me they weren't ready for this backlash. They didn't.
So they legitimately thought like, oh, people are going to be okay with this.
To me, that's what it sounds like. Like, even if you bumble into something, you could like, hey guys, we had a whole lot more planned. Maybe you preempt it at the beginning of the conference, or you put out a press conference on Xbox, or like a press release immediately after the thing goes up, saying, hey guys, we had a whole lot more planned. Due to the coronavirus, we had to switch things around. We know this is what you're expecting. Please hang on with us. We promise we'll be back with you more. If I'm sitting here in my chair and somewhere in the middle of Kansas can come up with that statement, I don't know how Xbox, the machine that runs Xbox, the Microsoft mega machine, doesn't have a PR person that isn't prepared for something like this. And the fact that it was like, boom, here's our thing. What do you guys think? They get hammered, and then they're reaching out to everybody. They're reaching out to bloggers, websites, putting out, hey guys, we really apologize. We know we let you down. We'll be better next time. Huh? Next time.
And that's the thing. So apparently this is like, I don't know if it's like a straight affiliation or like a loose affiliation with Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest, because they made it sound like they're still planning to do more stuff throughout the summer. I forget who homeboy was that was hosting the Inside Xbox event, but he made it sound like there's still more stuff that'd be coming soonish.
I think it started with Aaron Greenberg. Could be wrong. I know he's a huge affiliate right now at Xbox and one of their faces. But yeah, I mean, he talked about how we will see Halo and made it a point to talk about 343 specifically, which obviously is Halo. We will see more from their first-party games in July. So, in my mind, what we're getting is this month we got this showcase at the beginning of the month. We get an entire month to talk about this and give Xbox our thoughts. In June, you have IGN's Summer of Games, I think they're calling it.
Yeah, I think
which
so.
which is essentially replacing E3. So we'll probably get some tidbits and trailers. I'm hoping we get trailers for that kind of stuff. And then, dear God, I hope Xbox listens, and that means July with their first party games, we get gameplay footage. Legitimate, here's a dude running, shooting, jumping, flying, kicking, whatever footage.
So, Greg, real quick, I will say, because every once in a while we obviously go on these tirades about Xbox, and Ricky tweeted that he wants someone to be the voice of Xbox. So we reached out to Ricky to be the voice of Xbox. Fortunately, he couldn't make it. He's on the podcast, but he did text me in some of his comments and thoughts on the events. And if it's okay with you guys, I would like to read them.
Oh, please, this could be gold.
Yeah. Okay. So he just started with, I'm happy to see that they are finally looking to Japan to satisfy the anime JRPG audience. Most of these games also looked terrifying and disgusting, so it may not reach a vast audience. One thing I heard thrown around is that Xbox won't have exclusives for a year, and that isn't true. It's that the Xbox exclusive games will be playable on Series X and Xbox One. I do think they missed the mark with this presentation, though. The first look at next-gen gameplay should have been something that shows well-known developers and actual gameplay to draw on hype. This stuff looked in-engine, but I'm not so sure that anyone had controller in hand controlling this stuff. Also, it's weird that the conference decided to establish that it was showing off smaller studios' work, but then sprinkled in Madden and Assassin's Creed.
And sprinkled in is generous because, as Greg said earlier, we saw more old footage of old Madden games, than we saw new Madden gameplay footage.
Unless I'm mistaken, the only Madden gameplay in that trailer was Mahomes diving for the pylon.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this was supposed to be like a joint thing. Ubisoft announces Assassin's Creed Valhalla. They had a great trailer. Xbox says, guys, looking for more Assassin's Creed Valhalla, tune into our thing. We're going to show some gameplay. And so, if I was Ubisoft, I'd be upset because this doesn't do Assassin's Creed Valhalla any favors. Like, I know nothing more about the game than I knew before.
Now, I will say, like, I mean, yes, obviously they got to talk to some the guy who had his hands in making Assassin's Creed. It talked about the storyline a bit, but still, there's nothing about this game that makes me more excited to play it. And I'm already at, like, very low interest to play Assassin's Creed, so that's not saying a lot, but, like, you get the sentiment.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, just real quick, I just want to respond to Ricky. So, Ricky, Xbox will not have any exclusives on the Xbox Series X for at least a year. That is fact. You're right. It's not exclusive. It's not that they won't have exclusives. It's just that console won't have any exclusives specifically for that console. It just has better picture. Okay, so saying that, the Valhalla thing was a mess. Like I'm right there with you guys. I wanted more gameplay footage. I wanted gameplay footage. Instead, we got 15 seconds of snippets. Like, nothing of that was memorable that I remember anything about the Valhalla part of it.
I just got more Spark Notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, if I was Ubisoft, I would not be happy with that. Because I feel like it kind of takes the wind out of their sails a little bit.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
Sometime last year, I believe it was last year, I think it might have been early summer, maybe late spring. Was it just like a game engine side-by-side comparison PlayStation gave us for Spider-Man?
Yes.
Or was that...
No, that was leak.
Okay, that was a leak. Okay.
That was from a some sort of news article that was there at the event that recorded it and then shared it. Yeah. So, and then Caleb, I think the only issue I have with that statement is that you have to remember these game companies, they gave them this footage. Xbox didn't get that. So if anything, the game company, Xbox said we're going to get gameplay footage. I'm sure they asked for specific amount of footage, a specific time, and all these companies gave them footage
Was
to then
this?
show off.
Yeah.
So I think if anything, Ubisoft didn't want to give too much as they just showed off their 30-minute trailer they did or
Yep.
run through the week before. So I don't know what exactly happened with that, but it is pretty interesting. Just as interesting, I think, as the sales of Switch and Animal Crossing.
Mm.
That's
you
a
guys,
good
boy.
one. That's a good one. You're hitting from 3 right now, Gary. You're hitting from down.
Bro, those
Look, man,
things are going hotter than the turnips right now.
oh man, what was it? Did I send you guys that picture? Because I've been trying to find it and I can't. I did find the numbers. In 11 days of Animal Crossing, they sold 13.4 million copies worldwide.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
They have sold almost as many copies of Animal Crossing in 11 days the Xbox has sold in 7 years. But more importantly, the Switch broke 55 million units sold in 3
Oof.
years.
Oh man.
55. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I know that gives it a significant bump in all-time console rankings, but it's nowhere near number 2 because I forget where it was on the list. Does it usurp?
So it's still moving up. I'm sure I haven't seen any new lists out there yet, but just for reference, the PS4 is at 105 million units sold worldwide.
Mm.
So, and the Switch is probably the most in-demand console right now, specifically because of everything going on, Animal Crossing, the whole nine. But it's also, the PS4 came out in 2013, so 6 years
Mm-hmm.
almost of that console, whereas you have half that lifetime for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like, from just looking at those numbers and the time frame, it seems like it's on par to possibly pass the PS4 in sales.
That's crazy to think about.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I have contributed 5 units to that.
Oh yeah.
No, I take it back. Maybe it's like 6 or 7. Stop counting after a while. But
Right.
humble brag. So with that, EA decided to show some interest. Now, if you remember, EA has not. They've come out and they were like, we're supporting the Switch, but all their support was strictly with FIFA, and they were basing on whether they were going to sell more games on the Switch off of FIFA sales. Which, if you're a fan of FIFA, you probably don't want to play on an inferior console. You also don't want to play last year's game, which is what 20 was, if I'm not mistaken. Correct, Matt? On the Switch? I'm pretty sure the Switch copy of FIFA was just 19 rebranded.
Oh, wasn't it just like Wasn't it just like a super thin down version? Like you could only play like 4 modes or something crazy like that?
Yeah, it wasn't the full 2020 copy that was on the other consoles. It also it didn't have all the features as we talked about, and again, it was pretty much 19 is my understanding of it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it wasn't really a drive. However, in a earnings call, EA came out and said they are planning on having 14 of their titles released on the Switch before March of 2021.
That is a 180 if I've ever seen one.
Oh yeah, that's very EA of them. One of them we already have confirmed is Burnout Paradise is coming to the Switch. Unfortunately, it's a remake of a game that was released over a decade ago.
2008.
And then was recently released on the PS4 and Xbox One, and is now on the Switch for $50. $10 more than they were released on the PS4 and Xbox One.
$50?
$50.
I would not pay $50 for it. I would definitely get Burnout Paradise again because we did pick it up for the PS4. I remember playing it on the PS3. We got it on the PS4. I would probably pay at most how much I paid for Destiny 2 expansion for Burnout Paradise. Like, what, $25? I'm not paying a game that's been reported twice for $50.
Again, very EA of them.
Yeah, and so I'm looking at the article from IGN, and it's hard for me to decipher whether these 14 games are coming to the Switch, or if these 14 games are the games that are coming out, and then there's also games coming to the Switch as well in that 14. Because part of it is they say, 14 titles in the next fiscal year. The list includes EA's traditional annual sports games like FIFA and Madden. Madden has never been on the Switch, which is kind of what leads me to believe that, as well as Command and Conquer Remastered, games on mobile, and Burnout Paradise on the Switch. So that's directly from IGN right there. I don't know, again, how many of these games are coming to the Switch. I would love Command and Conquer Remaster on the Switch.
Yeah, that's the one I feel like fits the Switch the most and the best, and that's the one I think I'm the most interested in.
So, and they also say in this article, Battlefield is going to skip 2020 and instead release in 2021. Very interesting choice on their take. But let's look at this here. So if EA says they're releasing 14 titles in the next fiscal year, which is, like I said, before March. We know we're going to get Madden. That's one. FIFA, Command and Conquer, Burnout Paradise. That's 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 10 other titles that are coming out between now and March. Let's say 5 of them are coming to the Switch, and they're let's just play a game here. Let's say they're pulling from their back catalog. What 5 games do you guys want to see from EA?
So it's more recent, but I would love to see them do something with Fallen Order. I know that'd be a bit more work probably, but I would love it if they put it on Switch. Honestly, I would get that game again if they put it on Switch.
I'm gonna be a little bit more practical, based on the success and the sales of Animal Crossing. I'm gonna go ahead and say Sims. Would I buy it? Maybe, as a time waster, but I feel like Sims would sell like crack cocaine on the
Is
Switch.
Sims EA?
Say what?
Yes.
Sims is EA?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep.
If we're talking back catalog, I want Hot Wheels. You know the game I'm talking about, on PC early 2000s.
Look, man, put that in.
Wow.
That's right up there with FIFA 06. Yeah, so I'm right there with you, Caleb. I think Sims would be an awesome addition. It makes sense. It would fit perfectly. I mean, Animal Crossing, not to be sexist, but it's more popular with the females gamers than it is anything else. Not to say that men don't play Sims in Animal Crossing, but predominantly, like I said, females play more Animal Crossing than I think and Sims and gentlemen do. And we appreciate that. That's what I love about it, is everybody can play whatever they want, however they want, wherever they want, and that is the ultimate goal. So Sims, I'm thinking, I'm gonna go back catalog as well. Mass Effect trilogy. I could see them doing a Mass Effect trilogy remastered, releasing it on all 3 consoles, so that way you can play it anywhere. And everybody has been asking for this game. That's probably their top tied game, 1 and 2, that the people have been asking for.
Okay, based on that logic, I agree. Do I personally want Mass Effect on the Switch? I don't think the Switch does it justice. Plus, that'd be a really, really hard game to play on the Switch.
It's from the 360 PS3 era.
Yeah, but it's just like, I'm trying to think, like, shooting would be a little bit awkward. The power scaling there's a lot that could work, but there's also a lot that would be like awkward.
Look, if Witcher can work on the Switch,
you're absolutely right,
flawlessly or not, you're talking about a game that came out 4 or 5 years after Mass Effect 3, at least. I don't see why it wouldn't be able to run.
Yeah, I think it would run. I just think it'd be really awkward.
So, kind of keeping with the vein, because they obviously with Fortnite being a thing and being on Switch, do you think they would do something with Battlefront 2, or do they already have something?
They don't have anything with that. I think they'd be more inclined to go with Apex.
Yeah.
I think if they could get Apex Legends to run on that, that would be a bigger grab, because although Battlefront 2 has seen its kind of resurgence, I don't know if it's enough to justify porting it to a console. And that was actually another one of my my calls I was going to throw out there was Apex.
I'm like, look, Dragon Age Collection personally, Dragon Age 1, 2. Well, yeah, Dragon Age 1, 2, and Inquisition. If they do a remake of that, I'm for it. And the reason I think Dragon Age would work better over Mass Effect is because if you play Dragon Age on consoles versus playing it on PC you have a very different experience. You can basically play that game as like a top-down RTS. And if they were to add some of those mechanics to where you hit, let's say the plus or minus button, and the game goes from first-person mode to top view, and then you get to select your 3-4 characters, let them make a move, and you play the game that way. And then when you're done with the battle scenes, it goes back into first-person or third-person mode, and then you can go around and see the story. I think that could work really, really well for Mass Effect. For Dragon Age.
Okay. I'm gonna throw out Fight Night.
Oh, that'd be tough. Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Everybody's been asking for Fight Night, and again, that's another one where they could put it. They could either just put a port to the Switch, which I don't think they would, or they could put it on all 3 consoles, and that would sell gangbusters, like just an insane amount.
Agreed. I just tried to pull up my Origin account and see what other games would fit within that Switch library lineup. They have the city builder games, SimCity.
Okay.
Again, similar thing to Sims. It's a city builder, easy to play, easy to maneuver. They probably don't need to spruce up the graphics that much. For me, it'd be a fun game to play. I like to say, when I get on a bus, I haven't been on a bus in I don't know how many years, but like on a plane, a train, I don't know, automobile. Somehow I get on a boat, I'd play SimCity.
So I think that one is. I think it'd be fun, but I think they, based off of EA's past, I don't think they want to put anything out there that won't sell. And I don't know how well that would sell.
I think that's a game that could not steal, but I think that's a game that could benefit off of being on a system like the Switch. You know, it's a light game. Kids play it, adults play it. It's a time waster. Again, if you live in a city like New York or Chicago where they have adequate public transportation, and you want to play something while on the subway, the train, the double-decker bus, I don't know what people have outside of.
I think you're right. I think it would be a great mobile game. I'm just going to try and remind you of last week how excited we were for City Skylines to be on the PS4.
You're not wrong.
So that's all I'm saying. You know, I like how you're feverish for a city builder on a portable console, but you don't want anything to do with that on your PS4.
Why would I want to? Why would I want that on my PlayStation 4 that I can't transport? I would rather play City Sim Silver Builder Silver Surfer 1994 on my phone.
Yo, give me that game.
Oh god.
You got any other ideas, Matt?
No, I'm all tapped out at this point.
Tapped out, man, killing me. You can't bring Skate.
Oh, shots fired.
Dang, is that an EA game? See, yes, I just don't know. I just don't know. See, if they have Skate XL coming to Switch, I'd be down for that.
If Skate XL is good.
True. Very true.
It could be Tony Hawk 5.
Oh,
we won't talk about that.
May we never wish that on anyone, ever.
Listen, I can't tell you how many people have walked in or called my store recently, or not, I guess they haven't recently walked in, but they've called me, or before this all would happen, they would walk in and try to buy Tony Hawk 5. No, look, dude, you don't want that game. It's the only skating game on the console, and you still don't want that game, especially at $30.
Oof.
Another one that I had in mind was what's the space zombie like shooting game?
Can you country of origin?
Can I get
You
a
know
vowel?
You know what I'm talking about, Caleb? The space shooter.
StarCraft?
No, the EA's game.
EA's?
They did 3 of them.
Huh?
Everybody wants it. Why? This isn't 20 questions, but it's definitely turned into a game with 20 questions.
Space shooter by EA?
Yep. I know Ricky's out there screaming in his car.
Right. He's I know this.
It's a first-person shooter in space.
Oh. With the horror one.
Yes. Yes.
With Isaac.
It could be Ishmael. I have no idea.
It could be Ishmael. Dead something.
Dead Space.
Dead Space. There you go. We got it.
Just like what we just had, just going on right now. Nothing but Dead Space.
You guys got it.
Yeah, so I think Dead Space would be a good one. Again, people are feverishly clamoring for that game. They love that title. But Visceral, who was the developer, is defunct, no more. We don't have that ability anymore. So nobody knows what's going on. It could go to a new studio. It could go to somebody like Blue Point. Not necessarily Blue Point themselves, but like Blue Point, who does
Deep Silver, maybe? Would Deep Silver be able to handle something like that?
They might, but I don't think they're an EA company. I think they're an independent studio.
Okay.
So they don't fall underneath the EA umbrella, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, now I'm just kind of wandering down fantasy mode. Games we would like to see on the Switch that maybe don't belong to EA. If it were in a universal magical world where you can get any game on the Switch, what would you want, Matt? Because I know what I want.
FIFA 06.
No, I will not play. I will not play any FIFA games on the Switch. Honestly, I don't know at this point. I feel like there are certain games that I will play on Switch. I'll be excited if other games go on the Switch, but any other games, unless someone like presents the idea with facts on why it'd be a good idea, I'm just gonna leave to consoles.
Greg, do you know?
Do I know? I have an idea of what I want. I would like to see Blue Dragon.
There you go. I have 2 games. The Metal Gear Solid Patriots game that was on PSP. I would love to see on the Switch. I would love to see Persona on the Switch.
Yes, I would love to see Persona. And you know what? I'm going to add another one to that. I don't know why I didn't even think about this. I want to see Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core on the Switch.
Yes, sir. Let's go. The hunt continues.
Did you ever get that?
Let me tell you this story, Matt, because you and I contacted the same person about that game.
Right.
So I reached out to them via Facebook Marketplace. Mind you, for those listening, it's like a 2.5, 3 hour drive to go get this game. It's a bundle that they have on Facebook Marketplace for Crisis Core, Just Dance 2015 on the PS4, Detroit Become Human on the PS4, Avatar the movie.
Oh no.
The blue people one, not the
blue people.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We're back.
Not the Airbender, the Avatar movie. And there was one other game on there, Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they were asking $45 for the lot, or they actually had listed out individual prices.
Mm-hmm.
So just like you, Matt, I reached out and said, is Crisis Core still available? No response. She read it the next day, still didn't respond. So I responded back saying, if it is, I will buy the entire lot. Instantly got a response. Clearly, this one wants to get $45, not $5. And I understand. Makes sense.
Right.
So she got back to me. We made plans. Saturday, I'm going to go out there to Joplin, drive my 2.5 hours out there, 3 hours, drive 2.5, 3 hours back to get a single PSP game. Cool. We'll do it early or late afternoon, early evening. She hits me up at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Sorry, I have to cancel. Plans changed.
Ooh.
So my suspicion is the husband, because she had said she has a husband, so I'm not speculating here. The husband played Final Fantasy VII and was like, "Nah, I can't get rid of this game yet."
Honestly, and I would respect that.
Yeah.
But sucks.
Just don't do me dirty.
Yeah.
Don't
So
make it back up. But Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, I want on the. You know what? I don't care if it's on the Switch at this point. I just want it digitally available somewhere for me to play. Because finding a copy of that game is like pulling teeth right now.
It really is.
So I just messaged that same person and immediately got a response, yes, but only selling as a bundle.
I like that response because I asked specifically just for that game.
And then somebody else uploaded a copy of Crisis Core, just the PSP disc, for $45. Somebody is smoking crack.
No, somebody's 100% real on that one. That, like I said, that game is only available physically. That is a game that could. I mean, it's selling on Amazon for $50.
Yeah.
So guys,
did they add to this bundle?
What's on there now?
Just Dance, Crisis Core,
yeah,
Avatar, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 2. Detroit Becoming Human.
Yeah.
No, that's the same list.
Oh yeah, they just took more pictures. Oh well, this is the adventure of trying to acquire Crisis Core continues. If she responds to me, we get a lockdown date. We should all just pull up together.
Oh yeah, rolling deep. Oh yeah. So anyway, Persona I think would be a perfect fit for the Switch. I know it's another one everybody wants. I might actually play it if it was on the Switch.
Yeah, I love Persona. I wanted Persona 5 Royale S. Well, we thought S was what it was going to be. It turned out to be Persona 5 Royale. Unless S is totally something else that I don't know about. But
S is totally something else. It's Persona 5 Scramble, and I think it's a miso game.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't want that. Give me Persona 5 Royal Complete Edition on the Switch. I'm buying that day one. No problem. No questions asked.
100%. Anything you would like to see on the Switch there, Matt?
I've thought about it. I would love it if Bandai Namco could port Legacy of Goku and Legacy of Goku 2 for Switch.
That'd be tough. Something else has popped up in my head. I don't know why I've never thought about this before. I want Fable on the Switch. The Fable collection.
We do have quite a bit of partnership between Xbox and Nintendo. That's something that could be possible.
It's possible. And this probably, I don't know how it hasn't happened yet. It probably never will happen. Let's get an Ocarina of Time remake.
Oh, if we're going from Nintendo, I want all of like you can put an eShop up just like they have in the past for, Game Boy, for GameCube, for Super Nintendo. I want all of the Zeldas available in one location for, I think it'd be the first time.
Yeah. Give me Ocarina. I think Ocarina of Time, if they remade Ocarina of Time, I would not do anything until I beat that game.
Honestly, if we're still throwing stuff out there, let's bring back the Portal games. I want Portal.
Portal's already on the Switch.
Is it? You're lying to me.
Bridge construction or bridge builder.
See, oh gosh.
I'm not lying. That is an actual game that's on the Switch. So therefore, Portal is on the Switch. Yeah, I mean, there's so many games I would love to have portable. Again, Final Fantasy, you could put any Final Fantasy on the Switch, and as I've talked about many, many times, I will buy it. and there's many people like me who do the same thing. I would love to have. A couple years ago, they got a 25th anniversary collection of the core Final Fantasy games all in one giant collection in Japan. We never got that stateside. I would love to have something like that. Just it absolutely blow my mind away and fulfill all my dreams. I'd love to see more Dragon Quest games on there.
Super Monkey Ball.
It's also on the Switch.
It is?
Yep.
What about Ape Escape?
Not on the Switch, but is a PlayStation exclusive.
I would take Ape Escape on the Switch.
Oh yeah, it'll work out real well. I mean, they put it on
Super
the
Monkey Ball was just one of those games that came out of nowhere. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game. I never got into it. It never made sense to me. It looked like an arcade game.
It was like Mario Party, but with monkeys. That's the only way I could describe it.
Mm-hmm.
So
one of the best GameCube games.
I mean, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Sunshine.
I also am not a Resident Evil person, so
Paper Mario.
Paper Mario. Like, it might be one of the best GameCube games, but it's down there a ways. It's got some competition. There any other games, gentlemen?
I think that's it.
So maybe we should make our dream list of games next episode or here in the future. We'll get together, collaborate, and we'll post it to the Twitterverse of games.
We'll do it on our way to get this Crisis Core game.
Good luck.
This is just I just want to know like what is going on. I wonder if she's gonna try and jack the price up on me. Because it's just strange. Like, somebody hits you up. I mean, I'm sure she's going to try and jack the price up. She's like, wait a minute. I've probably had these games sitting for forever. Now, all of a sudden, 3 people within a span of 3 weeks hit me up about this thing.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
But, I mean, it also hasn't changed in price at all, so technically it's a legally binding contract.
Bars.
Just make sure you get those screenshots, folks.
Oh, always get the screenshots. We know that from all the tweets that are deleted. We get screenshots of them anyway. Watch yourself. Once it's out there, everyone can see it. Gentlemen, that is all I had this week.
Same here.
Anything else you guys want to chat about?
Not really. I'm thinking about
Xbox took it out of me.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting back into Destiny on PC, and I literally booted it up, and I saw the cutscene, and I was like, I don't have the energy for this.
Hey, let me know, because I will get on Destiny to finish a story. I won't do Crucible. I don't know if I'll do Trials, but I will play Destiny.
You will definitely not do Trials. I'm going to tell you that. You're not doing Trials. You're not ready for that.
Thank you for reaffirming that.
You can let me know if you're getting on Destiny or not. It probably won't change the fact that I'm not going to get on Destiny, but I'd be more than happy to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, why don't you tell them where they can find us at, and then also, more importantly, tell them where they can find you at.
All right, guys. You can follow us on all social media at the TDM Show on Facebook and Twitter. Instagram is TDM Show. We love hearing from you guys. So if you want to drop your suggestions, or if you want to tell us your thoughts on the Xbox event that happened, kind of like Ricky did, you can go to our website, whitenoisestudio.com/TDM Show, and fill out that form there. Or just stop by there if you want to say hi. We're also on all platforms that podcasts are available. So rate and review us and share us with your friends. You can also follow me on all social media at Matt_review2.
Caleb, where can I find you at?
I am on all social media platforms, all gaming platforms, all the internet places, except the dark web, as Old Man Mookie. I thought about getting a dark web account.
You can have, is that like a legit thing, like a dark web account?
Well, you have to have an account to access the dark web, which is like you have to get into a portal and then get access to the dark web because it's a thing. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that. I mean, the government hunts you down if you order a Quran off Amazon, so I don't think I'm gonna jump in the dark web.
Is that a real thing?
I've heard rumors.
Oh well, let's talk off air. What is going on with Amazon? Speaking of which, Amazon just bought 2 planes, putting one of their competitors out of business. because they're bringing all their international shipping in-house. So by 2026, Jeff Bezos is going to be a trillionaire. Get ready for it.
Thanks, Jeff Bezos. Still not paying taxes. But you can find me at Tonksy on the Twitterverse, TONNKSY. Tweet at me. Let me know how horrible I am, how much you like me, whatever it is. I got thick skin. I can take it, or I can block you. But most importantly, folks, we appreciate you listening to another episode of the TDM show. Make sure during this time you wash your hands, you scrub your face, wear your mask over your nose. Otherwise, don't wear a mask at all.
Yeah, and don't take the mask off to talk. Just talk through the mask. You'll be all right, I promise.
You'll be okay. Don't throw your gloves on the ground. Don't wear gloves. Doesn't make any point. It's worthless. But just most importantly, don't throw them on the ground. Enjoy your week. Stay clean, stay safe, stay healthy. We hope to see you next week. Have a good one.